right, fantastic. Hello, everyone. This is Nicholas Hall, founder of Graham's Foundation, and I'm here with Ashley. Ashley, I think we share the same last name.
We do.
Um, yeah, so somewhere. Although my youngest brother just got into looking into our family tree and ancestry, and the Hall last name kind of it's everywhere. It's all over the place. So who knows? We could be 48th cousins 89 times removed, but we're not here because of our potential familial relationship. We're here because of our similar experience with premature birth. And I heard about just recently learned about Houston's liftoff, and part of what I've always felt here at Graham's Foundation is that, we want to be a contribution to all of the support that I know is out there for families going through this experience of premature birth, and it can happen anywhere to anyone. And so, there's a lot of different types of organizations that provide different types of care and support. And so I wanted to take the opportunity to get to know more about you and your experience in Houston's liftoff for myself, but also most importantly for our community. So with that, why don't give you an opportunity to share with the community a little bit about your story, your experience, and then obviously we want to talk about Houston's liftoff and the difference that can make.
Um, well, thank you again for allowing us to be here today and share our story. It's definitely an experience you really truly can't explain unless you unfortunately go through it. It's a very alone feeling, isolating feeling. And it'll be 10 years. It's Houston's 10th heavenly birthday this year, next month, actually, August 14th. So it's been a big milestone year. A decade is a long time to go through that experience. And then in my story, unfortunately, how Houston's story ended was he gained his angel wings. But Houston, I had him when I was 25 weeks pregnant. I actually was put on hospital bed rest at the end of July in 2015. I had a shortage in my umbilical cord, so Houston wasn't getting the proper nutrients and oxygen that he needed. And my doctor, I don't know if you are familiar with Dr. Domingo, but he was a pretty popular doctor. Unfortunately, he passed away this past year. Um, but he's amazing. But he ordered to be put on hospital bed rest just so they could monitor Houston since because he wasn't getting the proper oxygen and nutrients. He was measuring small. And so they had monitors on my belly 24/7 in the hospital. My daughter, she was 3 at the time, so I needed my family and friends to help watch her while I was in the hospital. Houston, he is my second child, but my first son. And unfortunately, 2 weeks later, the doctors told me, I was due November 22nd, 2015, and when I was put on hospital bed rest at the end of July, they weren't quite sure when I was going to have Houston, but they said just whenever it was unsafe for him to be in my belly. And then 2 weeks later, August 14th at 4 o'clock in the morning, I had 10 nurses and doctors rushing into my room. All I can remember is them saying, "We need to get him out. It's unsafe." And he was born breathing, he was born crying. So that was just a blessing in itself because at the time, of course, the doctors aren't going to tell you, but they didn't think that he would be born alive. And when he was born, he did have an infection, and it was the type of infection. I honestly can't remember the name of it. There was just so much going on. But I couldn't hold Houston. We couldn't do the skin to skin care contact for at least a month till after he was born. Even just to enter the room, the, I had to get dressed in the blue suit and gown, face completely covered, my hands covered, even the doctors and nurses just to go into his room and handle him, to change his wires and things like that. They had it dressed the same way, and that was for about a month, and then um, he got over that infection, and then finally I was able to do skin to skin with him.
Mm.
And so Houston was born at Altman Hospital. At the time, it was just Altman Hospital in Canton, Ohio. And then about 3 months into his stay at Altman, they sat us down, and Houston, he wasn't getting worse, but he wasn't getting better. They still didn't have a diagnosis for him. He was just kind of staying the same. So they suggested that transferring up to Akron Children's, so because they have better specialists and things like that. So or
He
about
was
after 3 months,
he was still intubated or
yeah, he was still.
needing support from a breathing perspective. And so all the rest, which a lot of parents of preemies know that that sort of signals to the rest of the body to start to develop. And if that's not happening, then it's difficult for the rest of feeding and everything else to kickstart. Right?
Yeah, yeah, he was on the CPAP, and they kept having to give him steroids because Houston was so up and down, and they kept having to play like with his oxygen levels, and they just couldn't find a good balance for him. Um, and the CPAP, I'm sorry, there's just so many.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
just went through so much. The CPAP, that's the one with the tape across the face and down his throat, isn't it? I believe
That's it.
that's
So that's intubation. If it's
yeah,
if it's directly um, down in, that would be intubation. And then
yeah.
CPAP, it's delivering it from a flow
Oh, the
through,
CPAP's the one with the nose.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
Which
That's the
which I've learned that today actually has become more the norm. There's less intubation than there
hmm.
used to be. But that's just, that's just kind of where things are. Uh,
Yeah, that's
at the
awesome that technology is improving and these babies are, surviving more and more. So that's awesome. Um, But yeah, he just continued to stay incubated, and he was just kind of staying the same. So then when we were transferred, they decided that they were going to go ahead and transfer Houston up to Akron Children's. It was the day before Thanksgiving in 2015. And immediately when we got there, the doctors and nurses sat us down, and they finally found a right diagnosis for Houston. He had pulmonary hypertension, which, for those who aren't familiar with pulmonary hypertension, it's where the heart and the lungs have to work extra together. And because his lungs were, or because he was born so premature, his lungs were just so sick. And
yeah,
so when they told us that diagnosis, it was about a day or two after he got there. They were honest with me, and I mean, I kind of gathered that feeling that Houston probably wouldn't make it home to me outside of the NICU. Um, but they sat us down and told us, because of how premature he was and how sick his lungs were, they just wanted to be realistic and have us weigh out all of our options. Um,
yeah,
they and they told me the signs, he'll let you know when he's ready to go. The heart rate will start to plummet and things like that. But he wasn't showing those signs yet. So about a month after being there, things were still kind of staying the same. He wasn't getting worse, he wasn't getting better. And then they wanted him to do the eye surgery, where it's common for the babies that are born so premature. They want the babies to undergo an eye surgery just in case, to prevent the blindness.
Right.
I know it's called, I
OP,
can't remember the exact.
Yeah, ROP.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. That's
Okay.
one of the things I would like to do this year is actually get Houston's file because he went through so much and I can't remember all of the different names, the different medicines, the different illnesses that he overcame. So again, it was such a big blur. But that's one of my goals I would love to do this year is actually get his entire file from Akron Children's. But anyways, so at the end of December, he had that surgery. Again, another obstacle. They weren't sure how he was going to respond to that surgery. And he underwent the surgery just fine. So proud of him. And then a week after that, um, he caught pneumonia. And I think he was tired after that. Um, and then
Yeah.
January 5th, 2016, that day, um, that's when I knew he was ready. Those signs that his oxygen would just plummet his heart rate. So that's when I
Yeah.
knew he was ready to go. So unfortunately, I had to make that decision. But when he passed away, I told him his legacy would live on. I wasn't quite sure how um, I would honor him, but I told him people were not going to forget him. And after he passed away, after that, every birthday. So his birthday is in August, and every anniversary, the day he passed away, that I call it, in January, I would personally purchase the things that the NICU needed, receiving blankets, baby hats, booties, books, anything along those lines. And I did that for a few years. I did that for about 5 years. And then
Yeah.
when COVID happened, April of 2020, I was getting ready to start gearing up for the next round of donations. And I just had reached out to Facebook one day and asked if anyone wanted to help with purchasing items for our donations. And I got an amazing amount of support, and so I made us a nonprofit that year, April of 2020. And then uh, last year I made us an official trademark as well. So not only are we a 501(c)(3) nonprofit, but we are also trademarked as well.
Gotcha. And it's Houston's liftoff, right?
Yes, Houston's liftoff. And
And so you're in Northeast Ohio then still?
yes, we're in Canton, Ohio.
Gotcha.
And
And is
our
your yeah, tell us more about sort of the focus then on Houston's liftoff as an organization. What's your kind of what's your focus year in and year out from a support perspective?
Our focus right now is Stark County, just for the simple, just because of my personal experience. I know the
Yeah.
bigger cities like Akron, um, Cleveland, Columbus, places like that, they have resources like around McDonald House, where when me and my dog, when Houston was in Akron, we actually got to stay at the Ron McDonald House. So that's another amazing organization, but that truly helps families in so many ways, staying close with their
Yeah.
baby, um, things like that. But so that's kind of what inspired me to help in Stark County because we don't have anything like that here. And that is our main mission, is to help the Stark County families, because at the time it was Altman's Hospital, but just a few years ago, Akron Children's actually recently leased the NICU unit. So now it's Akron Children's NICU at the Altman campus. Um,
Yeah.
but so we still are trying to serve the families that are traveling far because there are families that are traveling from Virginia, just because that's the closest hospital is the Akron Children's NICU at Altman. And even just the different cities, so different cities and states are traveling for the Canton's location. And since we don't have like the Ron McDonald House, I actually was trying to get something like that started for Stark County. I reached out to the director at the time. I don't know if he's still, same as Craig Wilson. I'm not quite sure if he's still the director or not, but he's the director of all of Northeast Ohio. And they were at one point they were working with the hospital about getting that started, and then COVID kind of stopped things. And
Yeah.
then when I started to reach out and get the connection started again, uh, the Ron McDonald House said that there wouldn't be enough patients to build one for Stark County. There just wouldn't be enough need there, which is totally understandable. Um, so then I reached out to the the Altman Foundation. I reached out to them and I talked to the president, Eric Bowden, which I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's really big into the community in Stark County, and he helps make a lot of changes for different things. But I had reached out to him about possibly transferring or transforming unused rooms at Altman for the families that are traveling far. And it wouldn't even necessarily have been used for the NICU families. It could have been just anyone traveling that needed a place to stay and a place to rest and things like that. And we actually got an approval for a project like that to get started. However, upfront, they would have needed $300,000 from us. And we do not have, we're still working on, our grants and things like that. But
Yeah.
that's where my mind had to change focus again because these families are still traveling far. They still need that resource. They still need a support like that, specifically for Stark County. So recently, after that, after about, that was me 2 years of different meetings and things like that. Um, uh, so in recently in January of this past year, we launched a partnership with Doubletree Hilton in downtown Canton. It's the closest hospital to Altman. It's about no more than 7 minutes away from the hospital.
Closest
But they
hotel. Closest hotel.
Yeah, it's a hotel.
Yeah.
And they provide us a discounted hotel room reservation, and we purchase those gift cards, and then we will give them to the social worker in the NICU, and they
Yeah.
can
Right.
disperse them at their own. But that's one of my our biggest
I,
accomplishment.
being able to get away as parents to get away from the NICU physically and be able, Ronald McDonald House, obviously the parents can walk back and forth, but at least it's separate so that it's like, you really kind of create some separation, which I think is good. All
Yeah,
The Ronald McDonald houses, they're all like sold out every night. Um,
mm,
Part of the yin yang of the situation is that modern medicine is they're able to keep us alive, whether we're preemies or 90 years old or whatever it may be. They have ways to sort of keep keep us keep us alive.
yeah,
The outcome may still, I mean, like the doctors told you what the likely outcome was for your son, but for them to completely stop care, it would have, it's unless they had nothing else, unless there were no other options, it was up to you as the parents to say,
yeah,
I want, do not resuscitate, do not, we had the similar situation with Graham where, I mean, they were trying lots of different things. It became obvious, the choice became pretty obvious. um,
Yeah.
when it was time to discontinue care, but they have an obligation to continue to provide support unless someone tell if they can ethically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a difficult. I know parents looking back sometimes maybe would have done some things differently, but
Mhm.
as I've shared with everybody, most of us are first time customers in this situation. We don't
Yeah.
have we don't have the benefit of experience of like of having been through it before and having a sense of what's going on and how to make decisions and how to advocate. It's it's something that takes time to develop. And so, but I think what you're everything that you're I mean, I had conversations and meetings with executives at Airbnb about providing incentives for hosts to make that offer like discounted stays. They chose to focus on supporting when there's like extreme weather events.
Mhm.
I totally get it. Like organizations have to make decisions about things that are way beyond just our individual passion or focus. And so you're talking to different organizations, talking to different people. You're like you're looking for yeses, and you're running into no's or obstacles, but you're just continuing to try to find ways ultimately to be able to support these families if and when they need the help. And I don't
And
think making a difference it doesn't have to scale. I mean, it's you're trying to find a way to make a difference for the families that are close to you. We have a different model of grams, but ours isn't. There's no right or wrong. There's no better or um, you're working to put resources together so if or when a family needs it, that they know that Houston's liftoff can be counted on to be able. We know who they are, what they provide, what they don't provide is also important as well. You know,
yeah.
and so I
Uh,
applaud you for making the effort.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
It's definitely I always describe it as a whole other world. You truly don't think about, until it happens to you, unfortunately. And
yeah,
I don't know about you, but before our experience, I never heard anything about the NICU. That was even in my thought process.
right.
So,
Every once in a while, someone will ask me, "So how did you get into premature birth?" And I'm like, "Well, I didn't pick it out of a hat. I'll tell you that. It chose me.
yeah.
I didn't, we didn't choose it. It chose us." And so, but that's like a
Mhm.
lot of like a lot of experiences of life,
Yeah.
the lived experience. Then you have the ability to perhaps um, you know, listen to others, advocate, be a mentor. I think one of the things I'd be curious, one question I have is so I do have individuals that will reach out to me if they're interested in starting, they've had like a similar experience and they want to start a nonprofit. And I let them know, like, that's great. It's not that hard to start one. But ultimately, it's like, do you want to be an organization? You want to kind of focus on that kind of work, or do you want to focus on like direct service?
Mhm.
Because there's, if you're going to be an organization, there is like the work setting up and the taking care of sort of the organizational part
Yes.
versus just. I mean, you can be a mentor. You could, or you could be an advocate, or you could just do the things that you're doing, like setting up relationships with the hotel. You didn't have to be a nonprofit to do that, right? So,
Right.
um, just I'd be curious maybe if you have any um, words of wisdom or advice or experience or just thoughts, given that you're a little of the ways into it, but not you're still like figuring things out. So,
Yeah.
what would have been maybe, some of the surprises, good, bad, or good, bad, or otherwise.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm grateful for my board. They really help with whether we're putting together our NICU care baskets or our a few of our members help. We have it's called the NICU Cosmic Champions Program, and it's a bag that celebrates the milestones of the babies graduating the NICU and transitioning home. And our board members help with it's like a little crocheted hat and a onesie that says NICU graduate. So it's definitely a lot of work. We are built, we're a board built from people of experience. My mom's on the board. Um, we have people that have joined us because we have helped their family, so they wanted to be a part of us in helping making a difference. But we don't, we're not a board built from like doctors, nurses,
Yeah,
business degrees. I mean, we have some of that, but that's where we
it's more
are
focused.
trying.
Sounds like it's more focused. It's more service. That's a particular type of 501(c)(3) as well, where the board, it's less about the fundraising and the money. I mean, that can be an aspect, but it's really more about an organization focused on service, volunteer driven, volunteer run,
Yeah,
all volunteer. That's,
yeah.
that's not uncommon. And a lot of those organizations tend to be like locally focused.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes.
because they all understand perhaps the lived experience, but if maybe not necessarily that, they understand that we're trying to make a difference for families in our community or near close community.
Yes. And our goal, we would definitely love to branch out eventually and start servicing more of the NICU families and go more up to Akron Children's main campus and we would love to do that eventually. Um, Now that because our main goal was that transportation aspect that giving up families a place to rest. Now that we have that established, um, we can start looking to other, expanding more. But we've done different things, even like you said, like the servicing part. That's really what our main goal is to just to
Yeah,
be there and be a comfort and but we've even done things like last year we provided meals for the Ron McDonald House in Akron. So we'll even try to continue it. We don't focus just on the NICU. We try to expand in other ways that we can help too as well.
yeah, one step at a time, right?
Yes, yes.
One step, one small, and for the families that you're, thing is, for the families that you're making a difference for, that's everything
Yeah.
at that moment, right? That's
Yes,
everything. Um, are there any, I like to kind of finish, I don't know how well you can pick up the sirens going by. I don't live in a big city, but we do have sirens
definitely.
going on.
I can't
Are there
hear 'em.
are there any questions that I haven't asked that would have provided you, the opportunity to, share something perhaps that you haven't had a chance to share yet, or just any kind of last, words of wisdom or advice for the preemie parent community out there?
Um, my biggest advice for NICU families specifically is don't give up hope. Um, it's definitely a roller coaster ride. You're gonna have plenty of ups and downs. Just take things day by day. And it really what led us here is the support that we received during our stay, especially once we got up to Akron Children's because there was more resources there at the time. Now, now there's a lot more resources at Altman, especially since Akron Children's has leased it, so they offer those same services. But specifically when we were there at that time, even the hot meals that were provided or craft nights, like things like that, and that's what we do as well now, making memories in the NICU for the families, whether it's painting a pumpkin or painting
Yeah,
your baby's footprint or things like that matter, and those memories matter too, you know? It doesn't, um you wanna try to make the best out of a scary time.
yeah. One day at a time,
Yep.
one day at a time, you know, don't give up hope. Hold on to hope. And, you know, for you and your organization, also a reminder that every little bit counts. And, for that family in that moment, when you're giving back to them, that means everything. So, yes, plans on where you want to go and things you want to do, and that's all well and good. But in that moment, when you're giving back, that means everything. So,
Thank
well,
you.
Ashley, I appreciate you taking the time with us today to share a little bit about your story, your journey, um, the journey and the story of Houston's liftoff as well. When we post the video, we'll be sure and include all the appropriate links, etc., in the show notes, as they say, so people can also find out more if it makes sense to get in contact with you all directly. But just want to say thank you again and wish you obviously all the very best.
Thank you so much, Nicholas. I truly appreciate being here today. It's an honor to be interviewed with the Graham Foundation. You guys are doing amazing work as well. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.